We just helped this client remove 5 negative items off their credit report in the first round. We're going to talk about the letter we use, the laws we use, and basically go over the report. So sit back, relax, grab a pen, get some paper, get something to drink. We go get straight into it. The results are in, and as you can see, Equifax dropped 3 points, Experian gained 14 points, TransUnion dropped 10 points. But as you're fixing your credit, your score is going to fluctuate up and down, up and down, up and then down, and then go up a little bit, down a little bit. So during the process of dispute, during the process of fixing your credit, that's that's what's gonna happen. All right. So just be aware, but don't be upset because as you're fixing your credit and you're getting deletions, congratulations, you knocking the credit bureaus out. So as you can see, 5 items got removed, right? 71 is still in dispute. 2 are updated, and as you can see, 2 are updated to positive, and then as you can see, some accounts or some things were added to this person's credit report. All right, and as you're fixing your credit, you don't want to be applying for nothing unless you're adding some, let's just say, some credit builder accounts where you don't have no accounts on your credit report. You need to add a few positive accounts or add a few accounts to build back up your credit. Those are the things you want to be applying for. You don't want to be applying for credit cards or things or applying for new lines of credit where you don't need that at this moment, because until you get your credit score where it needs to be so you can have a lower interest rate or certain things, you don't want to be applying for certain things. The main things you want to be applying for are like credit builder accounts. And we're going to talk about that a little bit later. But as you can see, person got some results, knocking the credit bureaus out. But we're going to be going over the specific laws that I pointed out, the letter that we sent out. And so you can do, model the same thing of what's going on and you can understand. All right. But just want to let you know that I'm not a lawyer. I'm just here to show you you're right. So you can leverage them, you can read over them, and then you too can apply the information so you too can knock the credit bureaus out. All right. So first things first, let's go over the specific law first. Read over the laws and then go over the letter or go over the credit report and go over the letter. All right. So you can understand what the process looks like. So what you want to do is just go to Google, right? And Google 15 USC 1681 EB. All right. And then from there, what you want to do is just click on this one right here, but click on subchapter so you can see all the subchapters of the Fair Credit Reporting Act. All right. But the main thing is I want to go over this one specific law or of 2 of them. All right. 15 USC 1681 EB compliance, right? And then what you want to do is just scroll down to letter B, accuracy of report. But whenever a consumer reporting agency prepares a consumer report, it shall follow reasonable procedure to ensure maximum possible accuracy of the information concerning the individual about whom the report relates. All right. That's one specific law. Now, another specific law that I want to go over is 15 USC 1681I. All right. So procedure in case of disputed accuracy. All right. So reinvestigation of disputed information, reinvestigation required. So A in general, subject to subsection F and except as provided in subsection G, if the completeness or accuracy of any item of information contained in the consumer's file at the consumer reporting agency is disputed by the consumer and the consumer notifies the agency directly or indirectly through a reseller of such dispute, the agency shall, keyword, they're supposed to do, all right, free of charge, conduct a reasonable reinvestigation to determine whether the disputed information is inaccurate and record the current status of the disputed information or delete the item from the file in accordance with paragraph 5. And we're going to go over that specific paragraph before the end of the 30-day period beginning on the date on which the agency received the notice of the dispute from the consumer or reseller. All right. So as you can see, some of the things that they are required to do. So I want to go over the specific report so you can understand what this is all saying, right? So first things first, let's just go over the specific report. So As you can see, when you look over your report, all right, and if you don't have a report like a tri, we call it tri-merge report, so you can see the details that's within the specific accounts. So if you don't have that, I'll have the link for you. You can get a dollar trial, right, and just look over your report so you can see what we're talking about. So first things first, what you want to do is get the report, all right. Now, what you want to do is pinpoint or identify and look over your report and look over the inconsistent information. Remember, 15 USC 1681 EB is Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax, and any other people that report information about you are supposed to follow, are supposed to assure maximum possible accuracy. All right. And if it's not assuring maximum possible accuracy, right, based off of 15 USC 1681I, you can dispute that, the completeness and the inaccurate information. All right. So, as you can see, what you want to do is look over the details first, right? Look over the details to see if your account is not assuring maximum possible accuracy. All right. So what you want to do is just go line item by line item. Just go every single line item. And what you're going to see is commonalities of date open, last reported, date last active, date of last payment, payment history is going to be inconsistent. All right. So as you can see, TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax are not showing, like, as you can see, date open. TransUnion have different dates from Experian and Equifax. So which one is technically correct? All right. And as you can see, high credit is different. Last reporting is different. So which one is like really correct? Date last active, as you can see, this one has a specific date. This have a specific date, and Equifax have a specific date. Which one are these correct, or any of these correct? Date of last payment. This one is showing Equifax is totally different. All right. But not just that, look at the payment history on this specific account. So as you can see, TransUnion is not reporting nothing. Experian is reporting charge off, collection, whatever, slash. And then Equifax, as you can see, is reporting something different. All right. So Equifax is reporting on time. Okay, 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 okay. All right. So you can leverage that information, and we're going to talk about how to create the letter, but you can leverage this information to help you get some results in the first round when you dispute. Now, it's not guaranteed that they're going to delete every account. As you can see, like as you saw on that person's credit file, that they only got 5 things removed, but some things are better. And this is just a process of what you're going to be going through. You might get more deletions, you might get less deletions, you might just get one. All right. But throughout that process, you're going to start seeing the results. All right. So here's another example of what's going on. So you just want to go over every single detail within a specific account. Just look over the report and you're going to see the inconsistent information. You're going to see everything that we showed in the specific law, that what they're supposed to do and what you can do. But what's not happening is look over the report, right? Now, once you look over the report, here's what you want to do next. All right. You want to actually create your letter, right? So you want to create a letter that's similar to this, all right, based off of what you looked over on your credit report. All right. Everything is based off of your report. So here's an example. Hey, Experian, I was looking over my report and I noticed these accounts listed below are not assuring maximum possible accuracy. All right. According to the Fair Credit Reporting Act. Delete accounts listed below for violation of the Fair Credit Reporting Act. All right. So as you see, we listed all the accounts, and there are more accounts that we listed, but we told them, hey, this account is not showing maximum possible accuracy according to 15 USC 1681 EB. The open date last active is not accurate. Delete account immediately for violation of 15 USC 1681 EB. All right. So what you want to do is when you create your letter, now there are some other things you want to do prior to sending your first letter. And we'll talk about that on how you can access that free information on what you need to do prior to sending out your first letter. But I just want to show you the report, show you the letter that we sent, and show you some of the things that you want to do after you send your letter, some of the things, some of the laws, what's going to happen next. All right. So I just wanted to give you, a high overview of like what the process looked like. So as you can see, you want to put the account name, right? Now, if the account name is just showing is not showing the full account name, it's okay. If the account number is just showing, let's just say, for an example, 1234 XXX, that's okay. You don't need the full account number. You just need part of the partial of the account number. So 1234 XXX 123XX one whatever XXX. So you just get the whatever is showing on that tri-merge report is fine. All right. So once you have the account name and account number, basically what you want to say is this account, like we read over before, this account is not showing maximum possible accuracy according to 15 USC 1681 EB, the open date. And you just want to look at the account is the open date last active, not accurate. And you don't have to add every last little thing that's not accurate. You can just add a few of them, because what you can do is leverage, because like I said before, some of your accounts might not get removed in the first round. So you can leverage more inaccurate information. So you can create another dispute based off of your report. All right. So as you can see, just add a few of them. Delete account immediately for violation of 15 USC 1681 EB. All right. Now we did that for just do that for every last account. And remember, send 3 forms of identification, right? 3 forms: picture of your driver's license, proof of residency, and of course, if you can, send your social security, picture of your social, and then send it certified mail to assure that Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax receive that letter that you sent. And of course, you want to wait 35 days. All right, 35 days you want to wait, because they have 30 days to complete your investigation. All right, and they have 5 days to mail that investigation back to you. All right, so 35 days. All right, and then you want to send a letter. All right, different, one to Experian, one to TransUnion, one to Equifax. Right, send it certified. Wait 35 days, and then what is next? All right, so let me just break down what's next. So when you receive your results, like I said before, some of them accounts are going to get removed. Some of them, might not get removed, but you can leverage some more laws to help you get some more deletions. All right. So what's next is leveraging. I want to read over this specific law. So what you want to do is go to 15 USC 1681I, and then you want to scroll all the way down to letter 5. All right, because this is what's supposed to happen: treatment of inaccurate, or like we read before, or unverifiable information. If after any reinvestigation under paragraph 1 of any item disputed by a consumer, a item of the information is found to be inaccurate or incomplete, or it cannot be verified, the consumer reporting agency, which is Experian, TransUnion, Equifax, shall, what they're supposed to do, right? Either promptly delete that item of information from the file of the consumer, or modify that item of information as appropriate based on the results of the reinvestigation, and promptly notify the furnisher of the information that the information has been modified or deleted from the file of the consumer, right? So they're either supposed to delete it or modify and update it. So what you're going to do is, what's next is you're going to compare reports, right? You're going to see, did they do that according to this specific law? Did they modify it? Did they update it? Of course, if they delete it, congratulations, you don't got to worry about that. But did they modify it? Did they update it? Did they fix the discrepancies that you pointed out when you sent your first letter? All right, that's what they're supposed to do. All right, keyword shall promptly delete that item of information from the file of the consumer, or modify that item of information as appropriate based on the results of the reinvestigation. All right. So that's what they're supposed to do. All right. So now what do you do next? So you want to create a letter based off of 15 USC 1681 I think sorry 7, right? So you just want to go down. You want to ask for a description of how did they come about verifying that account, because if you compare your reports and it's still showing is not showing maximum possible accuracy, well, how did they actually verify your account? Like, what did the proceed? Like, what did they do? All right. So, description of reinvestigation procedure: a consumer reporting agency shall provide to a consumer a description referred to in paragraph 6B3 by no later than 15 days after receiving a request from the consumer for that description. All right. So they're supposed to provide you a description of how they verify the account within 15 days. All right. What they do to verify your account. And why didn't they update it? Why didn't they fix something? So they're supposed to provide you a description, right? Based off of that law. All right. So 15 USC 1681(6). All right. A consumer reporting agency shall provide a written notice to a consumer of the results of a reinvestigation under the subsection not no later than 5, not this one, 3, a notice that if requested by the consumer, a description of the procedure used to determine the accuracy and the completeness of the information shall be provided to the consumer by the agency, including the business name and address of any furnisher of information contacted in connection with such information and the telephone number of such furnisher if reasonably available. All right. So that's what they're supposed to provide to you within 15 days. All right. And that's what you want to do next. You want to create a letter based off of this specific law. And then you want to send that certified, and you want to add 3 forms of identification. And then you just, of course, wait those 15 days. And usually they don't respond to you within within the time required. So what you want to do is just create a CFPB complaint showing everything that they violated, right? And then hopefully you get some more deletions, and you just continue repeat the process until you get the deletions that you're looking for. But one more thing, now, I know I talked about not applying for things while you're fixing your credit. Now, for instance, if you're trying to buy a home, of course, you don't want to be applying for nothing, because, of course, they check every single credit report, Experian, TransUnion, Equifax. So you don't want to be applying for nothing. But some people have things, got different things going on why they're fixing their credit or why they're trying to do certain things. So if you're a business owner or aspiring entrepreneur, whatever the case may be, and let's just say you're trying to get a business credit card, right? Trying to get business funded. Well, you don't need all 3 credit reports to be all cleaned up, all right? Just say, for an example, Equifax is all cleaned up. Guess what? You can apply for business credit that only, like, there are certain banks that only pull from certain credit bureaus. So there are banks that only pull from Equifax. There are banks that only pull from Experian. There are banks that only pull from TransUnion. So let's just say if your TransUnion score is all cleaned up, you can apply for credit that only pulls from TransUnion, or vice versa, Experian or either Equifax. All right. Same thing for a car loan, right? If you're trying to get a car loan, you don't need all 3 reports to get to apply for a car loan. You just need to figure out what bank only pulls from that specific credit bureau, and then you can apply for a car loan based off of your TransUnion score being, amazing, or your score being amazing, or your Equifax score being amazing. All right, but if you're trying to buy a house, it's different. All right, you need all 3 to be where it needs to be so you can get approved for that house. But one more thing, most people don't send out their first letter, and it can feel lonely at times. You can have a lot of questions. That's the reason why I created this free community, all right, where you can get some of your questions answered, all right, and we can show you how to look over your personal information, show you certain things you can do, certain hacks to help you knock the credit bureaus out. And if you're interested in getting access to over $100,000 to either invest in your business or invest into income producing assets, hey, we want to help you out throughout that process. All right. So click the link in the description, and we'll see you inside.